Hello my lovelies, how are we doing? Welcome to another week here at Wise Mounjaro, the place where, you know, it's so easy just to record these things and cry over a £3 increase. No, honestly, thank you for jumping in. I do want to touch upon that though. So last week I weighed and I gained £3, which I think in my weighing sort of career, life, journey, whatever you want to call it, probably one of the biggest I've put on. But this then goes to the question of, well, how? What was you eating? What was you doing? And I know that people were mentioning in the comment section, sort of saying, you know, oh, well, I thought you'd have lost because you look like you'd lost weight. And I would agree with you. And I do think I lost weight. Maybe just not in the way that it's meant to be in terms of actual volume, but I certainly lost fat. So why do I say this? Well, last week I literally exercised every single day, did my swimming, did my weights, did everything. I only had my one meal a day, ate really well, and then of course £3 increase. So you think, okay, so what's been going on there then? And basically I have to kind of remind myself that, do you know what, when I'm doing my exercise and everything, I am also increasing the inflammation that I have. I'm increasing the amount of water that's in my system, repairing muscle and everything. Because I was chatting with my good friend ChatGPT, sorry I'm just going over a bumpy bit here, and said, yeah, you know, look, you've lost weight because I tell you what, my shorts keep falling down, not for perverted reasons. My clothes are so much looser and everything, and yet I put on £3. I did, in water and inflammation, and I have to remind myself that, look, you know, it's not fat, okay? Your clothes tell you more than what the scales do. And I have to keep reminding myself that, because honestly, I went on there expecting it to be a nice little loss because of what I was experiencing with my clothes. And then I went, oh, oh, that's not what I was expecting. We have, however, bought a new set of scales this week, because I don't know about you, if you have it with your scales, but our set of scales that we were using, they're very much like you get on, they're a weight, you get off, you get on, they're a different weight, you get off, you get on again, it's a different weight again, you move it around, it changes, you know. My dad, he recently bought a new set of scales because he had the same thing, and then the new scales that he has seems to be working better for him. So we're giving it a try. It'll be interesting to see what the new scales say, and it turns out actually I'm actually a stone heavier than what I actually am, what I thought I was. It'll be interesting to see what it's like. But I guess that just sort of makes me kind of think that, and this links back to a comment that someone said, you know, they seem to realise that the weight sort of started tapering off the more exercise that they did, or when the fact that they started doing exercise. And I've experienced the same thing, but then I have to kind of think, right, well, the exercise is helping me. It's helping my heart. And that's why I want to pull upon a massive non-scale victory for this week. Massive, okay? And unexpected as well. I went to, so today is Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? What's today? Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? Jeez, this is horrendous. Have I just got to quickly look? What's today? Wednesday. Bloody hell, Christ. Dementia, apparently. Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, right? So yesterday, I went to the doctors for a health check. I didn't know I needed a health check until I phoned up the doctors about something else, and they said, oh, you're due a health check. And I was like, am I? What is that? So I had it booked in. I went to it, and I went into the room, and they didn't get the gloves on and start greasing fingers or anything like that. I've not had that done yet. That'll be coming soon, I'm sure. But basically, the nurse said to me, I'm a bit confused as to why you're here. And I said, so am I. I don't know what it is I'm doing. So she tapped away on a thing and she was like, oh, you've got a health check. And I was like, yes. I don't know what that is. And then basically it's an NHS health check where it's a little bit like an MOT of sorts, where they run through questions with you. And this was one thing that I really felt pleased about. So they asked you loads of questions, and they were questions like, in your average week, in a typical week, how many hours do you do the following? So it was things like swimming, cycling, walking, and all that. And it was actually really nice to be able to sit there and go, oh yeah, actually I do X amount of hours. And they're like, you know, typing it in. And I was going through it, and everything she was saying, I was like, yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that. And when I do X amount of hours, I do X amount of hours of that. And I just compare that to a year ago or more, where I would have just gone, no, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that either. It was just nice to have that sort of, yeah, that is actually what I do. And then she said, tell me about your diet. Would you say it's balanced? Would you say it's vegan? Was this, that, and the other? I said, and that's when I sort of said to her, look, well, I have one meal a day because I'm on Mounjaro. I've been on it for a year. I eat really well. So she said, oh, it's really good. She took some bloods as well, which she has sent off, and they've come back really good, because they send you back like a chart with like all your levels, and like cholesterol's gone right down, which is really good because that's always a big worry. Liver function's really good. And the other thing was, she did my blood pressure. And it came out at 117 over 79, 74. It was 74 or 79. I can't remember. I don't know why it's them two, but it was either one of the two. And I went, is that good or what? And she said, it is really good. She said, because you're 117, the top number, they like that to be below 140. I was like, wow, that's 117, bloody hell. And the other one, this is where my memory bloody is shit again. They said the second number they like to be, now she said it was either below 100 or below 90. I can't remember which it was, but bear in mind I was 74, 79, whatever it was. I was in the 70s for that one. And she said, yeah, it's really good, really good. And bearing in mind, I would have known that my blood pressure would have been shocking before. It really would have been, to know that that is actually good, because blood pressure, high blood pressure causes so many problems, and for mine to be okay, I was like, this is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. She also took my weight, but I didn't know what it came up, but it was in kilograms, and it might as well been in Sweely. But she entered it in, and then she went, oh wow, you've lost a lot of weight. And I was like, yeah, you know. And so anyways, once she got all this information, she then entered it all into her system, and it then gives you like a percentage risk, a risk of like your percentage of risk of, I'm assuming something serious, I suppose. And it came to 2 point something percent. And I said, that sounds small, I'm assuming that's good. And she said, again, they like it to be below 10%. And I was at 2. And she was just genuinely very pleased about everything that my MOT, the state of this, right? And it was quite nice to come out of a doctor's appointment, even though it wasn't a doctor, but a medical appointment, not being berated and ridiculed and made fun of, and being told that you're going to die tomorrow if you carry on as you are, to actually be kind of like, you know, praised and applauded, and to feel quite confident about what I said, to come out there, that meant more than any negativity I got from looking at the scale and it saying that I'd put on 3 pounds. That itself, I walked out of there and was like, this is what it's all about. This is what it was all about. It was all about health. It was about being you know, more active, more bodily stable for my family. And that there was the results of it. So I'm not going to worry too much about the other. What I did was, in terms of trying to counteract the inflammation, obviously I'm holding on to water and everything like that to try and counteract that. I decided this week I'm not going to do any swimming. I'm not going to do any gym. I'm just about to go out and do, in the famous location, by the way. I'm going to carry on doing walking. If I can't do it twice, I'll do it at least once, but I'm aiming for twice a day, 2 walks a day, just to get some steps in. Because the last time I did that, it helped me out. Now my shoulders already feel a lot better. My heel feels a lot better. They're my problem areas. I think every so often my body almost needs a reset to just recover before then next week I'll go back in to do it again. But it just goes to show just how much water your body holds and that, and so your clothes are feeling really good, but the scale is saying something different, and then your brain is trying to get the logic from it, but the logic isn't there. It's like, well, hang on a minute, I've done all this, I've eaten what I should do, my clothes are feeling loose, but I've put on weight, and the brain can't figure that out. And so you have to kind of just look at it. Look, it's not just measuring fat, it's measuring weight. So whether that's weight of bone, water, fat as well, it's all down to just how much is pressing down on that scale. And I think when we tend to look at the scale, we think it's just fat that you're looking at. It's a mixture of everything. And I think that obviously I must hold on to a lot of water. It's going to be interesting what this week's weigh-in is, which reminds me, might as well go to it. Let's see how I did. I'm past the point of knowing. I've probably put on, who knows. Let's go have a look. Hey everyone, so this is going to be interesting. It's a new set of scales. The other half has just got on it and has apparently put on 3 pounds, which I don't think she has. It's a new set of scales. It's a new data point, so this is probably going to be an increase for me as well. Let's get in there and let's just see how it is. Let's go.
Two hours later.
That's the latest. Back to the video. Okay, folks, so that was how I did. I have no idea what it was. Hopefully it's good. Might have been bad. But I'm still active. I'm still doing everything. And I've still had a really good week for non-scale victory. I'm still getting my nutrition in. By the way, I'm still using the Lily and Loaf bundle. So the shake and the supplements as well. I'm feeling a lot better for it. I really am. So as always, I'll put the links to those in the description box. Get yourself some. It's doing wonders for me. It really is. And as the results show in the health check that I had, it's working well. And so nutrition is really, really important. So get yourself onto the link. Get yourself some for yourself. Right, I am actually now going to go for a walk, and I will see you again soon. Next time I see you, I will be gone back to the gym and swimming. So we'll see how it goes. Be good. Leave your comments. Let me know how you got on this week, and I will see you again soon. Bye.
Wise Mounjaro, come on in and you can see his goofy face, arthritic knee, still living life like he's 23. But no more chips and no more cheese, his boobs alone are double D's, and he sits down when he pees. Wise Mounjaro, oh wise Mounjaro, losing weight, that's quits his job so he can finally see his knob. If only he could stop shoveling food in his gob, spending hours on the bog trying to pass another law. Wise Mounjaro, oh wise Mounjaro, subscribe to him now, it'll mean a lot, so he can finally stop being a blob. So he can finally stop being such a big old hairy blob. Subscribe to him now, it'll mean a lot, so he can finally stop being a blob. So he can finally stop being such a big old hairy blob.